Now we are talking, my gorgeous Scorpio. Now we are most certainly talking, because when it comes to numerology, when it comes to this week, your number is number 391166. So this is your number 391166, which means that, oh my God, something really, really important is going to happen right at the beginning of this week. You are going to be and you are going to feel suddenly so driven, like, oh my God. And I do know for a fact that something is going to trigger this within you. And I do really think that there is this beautiful person, somebody really, really brilliant in your eyes, somebody really spiritual, extremely spiritual, somebody who you see like some kind of a spiritual teacher, for example, is going to say something or is going to do something at around the beginning of this week. And you know, not only you're gonna be reminded of something you wanted to do for a very, very long time, not only you're gonna be reminded of something you wanted to do for absolute ages, but you're also, oh my God, going to make such an important decision to actually do this. So, you know, there are some very, very special spirits, there are some very, very special souls that are on our path, that are indeed making a, like, oh my God, such a mind-blowing role when it comes to our life. And this is why this particular thing is going to be triggered within you, because you will be watching this person, you will be like kind of maybe even listening this person, maybe you're gonna be even thinking about this particular person, somebody who is extremely spiritual. And this is why, you know, suddenly you're gonna be reminded of something you wanted to do for a very, very long time, something you wanted to start for a very, very long time. And you know that this decision that you are going to make based on that, oh my God, this is going to be so wise, this is going to be so smart, and this is going to be so clever. So you are going to make this decision. Finally, you are going to take this very, very seriously as of this moment in time, to actually do something, you know, about what you wanted to do for ages, what you wanted to start for ages. And whatever this is, my gorgeous Scorpio, I'm telling you, this in itself, it's going to be a really wise decision, really smart decision, because this is about to transform your life forever. And I also need to say something to you which is ever so important right now. You are indeed, like, as soon as you remember, you know, what do you want to do, what you wanted to do for absolute ages, as soon as you're reminded of what you wanted to start, you know, for absolute ages, you know, you are going to have such a powerful moment where you are obviously going to reconnect with yourself on such a high level. And you are going to become extremely intuitive at that moment in time. So there is also going to be this particular person, there is going to be this particular person on your mind, somebody who you really get on with, and somebody who is in your life, maybe your family member, maybe your best friend, or even maybe your partner, if you've got a partner, for example. But there is this one particular person who is going to be on your mind when it comes to all this, you know, not that spiritual person, not that spiritual teacher whom I started this reading with, you know, no baby, no, but this particular spiritual teacher that I mentioned, you know, that particular person is going to be primarily responsible for you being triggered in such a powerful way, where you're going to be reminded of which path do you need to follow, and which path it's so important that this in itself is really to do with your own destiny. I'm not talking about that person, but I'm talking about like the moment in time you decide this, to do this, the moment in time you take this very seriously. I told you that this is going to transform your life. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. But there is also going to be this other person on your mind who's going to be, who's somebody who's very close to you, and you will want to speak to this person straight away. And you really need to do this, you know, whoever this is, whether this is a friend, whether this is a family member, whether this is a partner, if you've got one, for example, whoever this is, whoever pops into your mind, you know it's happening at the moment when you're so intuitive. So there is a reason why this is happening, because there is even more clarity going to come when it comes to all this. The moment in time you say to this person what you decided to do, at that moment in time when you say to this person what you decided to do, this particular person is also going to give you tell you certain things. This person is going to pleasantly surprise you with what they're going to actually tell you. This person is going to tell you certain things, suggest you certain things which are going to be brilliant, and they're going to, as I said, pleasantly surprise you. But the bottom line is that there is even more clarity going to come through that particular person. So this is why it's important to talk about it, talk about it, to talk about it. The more you talk about it, the more you're going to understand how imminent this is for your life, how important this is actually going to be. And the more, my gorgeous Scorpione, you're going to be reconnecting with yourself, you know, at the same time. So this is why this is going to be ever so important. And also, my gorgeous Scorpione, something very, very strange is going to happen. Still, at around the beginning of this week, something so bizarre is going to happen, and I know that you're going to say that I'm a little bit cuckoo. That's absolutely fine. I'm used to it. At this stage of my life, you know, I'm used to it, honestly. But I just need you to understand that something very strange is going to take place right at the beginning of this week. There is going to be something very, very spontaneous. It's going to happen. Something very, very spontaneous, it's going to happen. There is some kind of animal which is going to come towards you, and this particular animal, it's not just an animal. Honestly, I really feel very, very strongly that you are about to be visited by one of your spirit guides in an animal form. Okay, you are about to be visited by one of your spirit guides in an animal form, and you know, this could be any animal. It could be a dog, it could be a wolf, you know, like, oh my god, scary wolf, you know. It could be a dog, it could be a wolf, it could be a cat, it could be a fox, it could be a bird, it could be absolutely anything. But there is some kind of animal which is indeed going to visit you. Okay, and this is going to happen the moment in time you least expect it. The moment in time you least expect it, you're going to be visited by some kind of animal, and that animal is going to be, you know, this is like one of your spirit guides in an animal form, you know. And you need to understand that, you know, this spirit guide or this animal is gonna be guiding you towards which path you need to follow. This spirit and this animal is gonna be guiding you towards which stairs you need to climb. This animal is gonna be guiding you towards which door you need to enter, my gorgeous Scorpio. And there is more to it. It's really a lot to do with that moment in time when this happens. It's a lot to do with the particular moment in time where this animal visits you, you know, because you will see that there is something that you are planning, and this is what's meant to be highlighted. Okay, this is what is actually going to be highlighted. Something at that particular moment in time that you are thinking about, something at that particular moment in time. I can assure you 1,000,000% that you are planning something, but this in itself, it's really going to help you to kind of like take this very seriously, okay, instead of just planning. This in itself, it's going to play such an important role when it comes to you feeling such a great sense of urgency when it comes to whatever you are thinking about and whatever you are planning, you know, because this in itself, it's going to be so important for you, my gorgeous Scorpione, to understand what you are planning, what you were planning, and that moment in time when you're visited by this animal. This is the key to all this that I said. This is to do with the path that you need to follow. This is to do with the stairs you need to climb. This is to do with the door that you need to enter, okay, because you are being led towards such a beautiful adventure, such a beautiful new stage of your life. Seriously, you are going to evolve through this like through nothing else ever before. So you need to focus on that plan. You need to follow your heart. You need to follow your spirit. You need to follow your soul. You are going to realize that now suddenly you're not only kind of reminded of which plan do you need to really do something about immediately, you know, but you know, this is also now the time where you are actually going to be and feel so confident to actually do something about it, okay? This is why this is going to be so important, and so something that you're planning, something that you're thinking, you know, this is all going to help you to snap out of those things that have been holding you back so far from taking this plan really seriously. And it's not only about that, my gorgeous Scorpione. The part of all this realization, the part of all this plan is going to lead towards you knowing that there is something, well, you know, that you immediately need to walk away from. And perhaps whatever you immediately need to walk away from was also playing a major role when it comes to like certain things holding you back from taking this plan that you're going to be focusing on and thinking about very seriously indeed. So there is something really important you're going to need to walk away from. And as soon something has come to an end, baby. And now this crisp moment of clarity. It's going to allow you to be honest with yourself here. Okay, nothing lasts forever in this world, in this life. Do you know what I mean? Nothing lasts forever. And whatever you're going to realize that you need to walk away from in order to carry on with such an important plan, which is going to make you feel so happy, you know, in your very near future, well, of course it's worth it. So you're going to realize that there is something that you're going to need to walk away from, and the sooner you do this, the sooner you are going to have such a big reason to party, to celebrate, because on one hand you are moving on, baby, towards much more beautiful stage of your life. You know, but then on another hand, you know, when it comes to money and when it comes to finances in general, oh my God, you're getting closer and closer to something really big here. Indeed, in like about 10 months time, through this plan, you know, there is not only you're gonna be so much happier, you're gonna reach this such a beautiful stage of your life, but also financially, this is gonna be mind-blowing in exactly 10 months time from now on. But in the meantime, you know, this is gonna bring all sorts of beautiful changes into your life. Seriously, it's not like you need to wait like, oh my God, 10 months, you know, I'm just saying this time in between is going to be amazing. This is the time of changes. Everything is going to feel and seem different after this moment in time, and it does feel like that when we follow the path which is indeed intended for us, which is exactly what you are doing right now here, my gorgeous Scorpione. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, oh my Lord, listen to me very carefully. This is like, seriously, now suddenly it's gonna be highlighted what you are so good at. Somebody is going to mention this, somebody is going to say something, and it's going to be highlighted in one way or another. What are you so good at, and what makes you different, what makes you unique? but also what are you so good at? This in itself, you know, it's really kind of going to make you feel really good. This is going to make you feel really proud of yourself, and this is going to make you feel brilliant, and for the first time you will feel something you've never felt before. And this is why, because the moment in time you take this very seriously, what makes you different, what makes you unique, what makes you, you know, so authentic. At that moment, this is all going to fall down to what makes you feel different, what makes you feel unique, what makes you feel authentic. At that moment in time, you're going to center yourself so beautifully, which means that, you know, now it's time to create. Now it's time to be creative when it comes to this particular thing that makes you feel so kind of different. Now it's time to kind of really think how you can, you know, do something about it, how you can, you know, take this on the next level, how you can be creative about it, for example. And, you know, and you will be thinking about it, and there are going to be few different signs that you are indeed going to have at around that particular time. So you are going to realize that something is happening here, and you will, based on the signs that you are going to have at around that time, you're also going to feel like, oh my God, something really good is about to happen, something really brilliant it's about to happen. You will feel something is coming up, and it's going to be good, and it's going to be brilliant. And you're absolutely right, because couple of days later, my gorgeous Scorpionage, you know what, couple of days later you are going to have such an important message, such an important information when it comes to some kind of a progress. And this is going to mean to you, when it comes to something really specific that you've had no progress with for a while, and this is going to make you feel so good. And now here you're going to realize what exactly you need to do. There is a certain step that you're going to need to make, like a bold move, and this in itself, it's really a lot to do with you also allowing your creativity to soar. You're allowing, you know, what makes you feel different and unique. You're allowing this right now to go on the next level. So there is some kind of a bold move that you're gonna make here, by giving something that you don't want to give to somebody, but you're gonna feel, by giving something you don't want to give, or by doing something you don't want to do. And then again, this in itself, it's really going to show like how wise you are, how, you know, I'm not being funny, but how, you know, how clever you actually are. And now this in itself, it's going to make you feel really determined. Whatever you're going to give or whatever you want to do that you consider as a bold move, seriously, you are doing the right thing. This is clearly going to show how emotionally balanced you are, but you're also going to realize here clearly how much you've actually changed, and you would never do this like a few months ago. And this is always a brilliant sign of your own transformation. Always good to know. Always good to know, because you open your eyes even further. So that's why you're going to become even more determined, you know, because this is actually going to make you feel good. You will be able to recognize that you've changed, You really you're rising above things that have been like kind of really affecting you negatively before. You will be able to see things from a completely different perspective. And this is brilliant. Yeah, and this is brilliant because there is something so important that you're actually going to discover when it comes to you making this bold move, when it comes to you doing something or giving something that you don't want, that you didn't want, blah blah blah, and things like that. So there is something really major you're actually going to discover as soon as you do this. You know, why you've had, you know, certain difficulties in life, Within the next couple of days, you're going to discover why you've had certain difficulties in life, and you're also going to discover that a very dark and very bad stage is slowly but surely coming to an end. You will know that something dark and something negative in your life is coming to an end. Oh my God, what a beautiful moment you're actually going to have. This really is kind of going to turn your life upside down, but I mean that in the best possible way. If you've ever like kind of felt change, like a really good change is coming, you know, if you've never felt that before, most certainly you are going to be able to feel this right now. By the time you get to the last part of this week, you know, you are really going to you're gonna have this like kind of like a moment where also at around the end of this week you really are going to feel like that, you know, you're gonna realize that you want to reconnect with somebody. There is somebody really specific that you are going to be reminded of, somebody whom you know had no problem with, and somebody who you were so kind of closely connected to for a very long time. Then something happened in between you two, and I'm not again talking necessarily about Mr. Lover, you know, I'm talking about maybe a friend or maybe even a family member, you know, it really depends. You know, and you are going to be reminded of this person, and you know, to be quite honest with you, this is also going to be kind of really wise for you to do, to reconnect with that particular person, because I do think that you kind of were thinking about it for a while, and every single time when you were thinking about it, you know, like something would happen and you wouldn't do anything. And now when it comes to you reconnecting with this person, this is actually really important. It looks like you had to, you know, maybe live your life, you know, without that person for a while, and that person needed to live their life, you know, without you for a while. Nothing personal, but sometimes on our journey we just need to go through certain things by ourselves. Okay, and that doesn't mean that we're not going to reconnect with certain people. With some people we never reconnect, and with some people we most certainly reconnect. And you know what, on top of all that, things like always stay the same. You will reconnect with this person, you're gonna get in touch with this person, and you will realize like, oh my God, you are the same all this time. And that's how this person is gonna be thinking about you, my gorgeous Scorpione, as well. And this person is also going to suggest something very, very interesting to you. This person is going to suggest something very, very interesting to you. This person is going to remind you of something very interesting, something that you need to do, something that you need to follow up with, but it's also something that you need to immediately do. It's something official, something important, something legal. Only somebody who knows you for a very, very long time would know this particular information about you. So you see, this person is already like a hidden little blessing that's about to enter your life again. You see, a hidden little blessing is going to come through this person, because that person is going to remind you of the right thing, something legal, something official, something important. This person is going to remind you that you need to do, and only you can do this, my gorgeous Scorpio. Only nobody can do this for you. And you know, this is going to really kind of put you off a little bit. First of all, it's gonna like kind of, oh God, I can't be bothered. It's gonna put you off. But the more time goes by, the more this is going to be on your mind, and the more you will realize that you are gonna be so angry with yourself if you don't at least try. Do you know what I mean? And you are going to, thank God, I can see, oh God, okay, I'm gonna do this. And you know what? This is brilliant. in already like about 5 weeks time from the moment you actually make your first step. In like about 5 weeks time already you are going to have a pleasant surprise. You're going to have this really positive news, and you will know that the outcome, it's going to be extremely rewarding, for you. Something is going to last for a while, but in already 5 weeks time you will know that you did the right thing, and the outcome is going to be so positive for you indeed. But even more so, this is all ever so important when it comes to you following your vision in life. If you don't sort this out, you may have a little problems in the future, and you don't want that. And this is why this is going to be so good for you on so many different levels indeed. So now, my gorgeous Scorpioni, I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to see what's going to be a tarot card of the week. I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Well, there you go, Six of Cups. Surprise, surprise. You see this? You know, you are going to have this moment of nostalgia, my gorgeous Scorpione. You know, you're going to feel like a really nostalgic when it comes to this week, but it's important to mention what exactly, you know, is making you feel so nostalgic. What exactly do you miss in your life right now? You know, what exactly you've had when it comes to your past that you don't have right now. This is your sign, and this is your indication that, you know, you just need to take this very seriously, and you need to kind of bring this into your life. You know, there is no point to constantly think about certain things that are long gone, you know, if we don't do anything about it. What's making you feel nostalgic, it's also a very powerful sign that now it's the right time to focus on it and bring it into your life. It's going to make your life so much more meaningful. It's going to make your life so much more colorful. And honestly, you're going to reconnect with yourself at such a high level, and you're getting closer and closer and closer towards one of the biggest achievements of your life. Hello, my gorgeous people. I'm so excited to finally share something I've poured a lot of intention into. I've created the Ritual Mug collection, 3 absolutely beautiful mugs designed for your sacred mornings, tarot sessions, and daily rituals. First up is the High Priestess Brew, which is perfect for connecting with your intuition and centering your energy before a reading. Then there is a Full Moon Fuel, a lunar inspired mug for aligning your energy with the moon's cycles. And for those powerful go-getter mornings, there is Sip Your Strength, designed to help you step into your courage and purpose. These aren't just mugs, they're intentional tools to bring energy and magic to your day. You can shop the full collection right now. Just tap the link in the description or click the card up here to explore all 3. Thanks so much for supporting what I create, and I can't wait to see which one calls to you.